We're back. Thanks for staying with us. Joined now by Karl Schilling. He's the founder of something called the Advocacy Network. Karl, always great to talk to you.
Yes, Don. Thanks so much. Great to be with you again today.
Now, you help consumers avoid financial victimization. Tell us what you do again.
Yeah, in the world with all these financial decisions today, there's a lot of things that we know fall through the cracks. So we do a lot of due diligence for people, and like you speak with public companies and have public companies put out their benefits and everything for people, and we help people make those decisions when they have to dig a little deeper to find out about just things in due diligence. Most people just don't do a lot of due diligence.
Well, a lot of financial scams are out there. People on the phone, people in emails, in the mail. It just never seems to end.
Well, it's I'm not going to say it's worse. I think during the pandemic, things have gotten a little, they've gotten a little more insidious because of the fact that people are home more. People don't have as much to do. So people are spending more and more time in social media, and they're spending more time, their own emails. What we've watched again is a really, really big surge on the IRS kind of scams because of, the tax seasons are a little confusing now, right? So no one seems to really understand when tax season is. You used to be locked in at April 15th and you knew, right? Last year it was July. This year it was the end of May. Nobody knows. So those phone callers and those scammers who try to steal your identity, by frightening you with the IRS, a lot of that's happening again.
Because people don't realize the IRS does not call you. They always send you a letter.
Right, never. IRS will never call you on the phone, never. And no matter what people tell you, there are no big changes on that. It's not going to happen. And again, with your emails, Don, a lot of, there's just a lot of things that lead to identity theft. Is really what they all do. That's what it seems that's where it all goes. Ultimately, they just want to get a piece of information so that they can then resell and push you out into the world of identity theft.
Now, your organization has helped consumers save millions of dollars. What's the tab up to these days?
14 million to date. 14 million. Now, those are dollars that would have been directly, lost to some form of fraud, scam. And the thing, Don, that a lot of people tend not to pay attention to, everybody thinks in terms of fraud, but fraud is not the biggest piece of it. Scams are not always illegal, right? Scams can go right up to the level, of legality. So just because you find financial victimization could be something that is actually legal, but you were manipulated and didn't get any value in return for what you put out money for.
How do you help consumers avoid that, Karl?
Well, we have our website, which everybody can come to and take a look at what we're doing. And certainly they can call me direct. And, we go case by case with people to identify what it is they need, what they want, what they're looking at. So, they can always reach me at 321-947-3220 direct. I'm always available. And we just try to put out as much educational material as we can, Don, and keep the good fight going.
Now, I understand you also help people with their personal financial situations as well, right?
Yeah, we've how it's been over the years. We've pushed into, we've been in the financial services field with investments, insurance, but also real estate investments, and now we're looking at some other projects to go into the health and well-being, especially coming out of the pandemic. So yeah, we're looking at some really nice projects.
Aside from the IRS scam, what do you think is the biggest scam going right now?
Well, I still think, which is really kind of frightening, I still think you got things like the Jamaican lottery scam and things of that nature. You'd figure, Nigerian chain letters and all, you figure they were gone, but they're not. And we see a lot of stuff coming out of Russia now too, where people will get notified about Russian oil opportunities with, PDFs showing what they could invest in. So I see a lot of that. So a lot of it, Don, it's predominantly email. It's predominantly email. And what's happening too is the telephone. because, you know, your text messages now, people I'm sure are seeing more and more. You're getting bombarded. Text messaging is now becoming what email was maybe 10 years ago.
You're absolutely right. I get several of those a week.
Yeah, and now they can really burn your phone. They can hurt your phone. I had a text message recently that I didn't even click on that somehow got into the calendar in my phone and really, you know, created some havoc.
Gave you
So
an appointment you didn't know you had.
yeah, it was just the whole thing, you know, it created a lot of havoc with a lot of stuff and filled up the whole calendar. Had to delete the whole calendar. So it's you know, you got to be very careful of things you, now on the text messages, we tell everybody, just don't even click on something in a text message. Just, you know, put stop, capital letters, stop. If it's legitimate, you'll get a message and it'll be, you know, it'll stop. If it's not legitimate, that stop won't do nothing and you'll just have to get rid of it, you know, just delete it off your phone.
The Advocacy Network. What's your website again, Karl?
TheAdvocacyNet.com.
The Advocacy Network, helping people avoid financial victimization. Karl, what you do is a great thing. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate the time. Say hey to everybody out in your audience.